I'm trying to wrap my head around. So you're on tour, you know, you've already prepared yourself. You're 19 years old. Looking back now, what is one of the biggest lessons that you've learned during your tour or during your service that's helped you prepare for the now?
Ooh, man, that's a good question.
And that was off the top of the head. Damn, that was good.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
you're really heavy hitting them right now off the dome. I need you to settle down. Um, one of the biggest lessons that I learned from all of my service, because I learned so many lessons, and that's
absolutely.
I learned so much about myself. Um, I think the biggest lesson for me was the transition from being in service and out of service. That was something that I didn't see coming. And what I mean by that is when you know what you've done, and now you're transitioning to something totally new, you're transitioning back to the world, the real world, right? And I was in this wartime situation and coming back, and everybody is so happy, you know, they doing a parade, they're doing all these things, and you still got that lingering thing from being at war that doesn't go away, you know. And so it took me a minute. You know, I'm a strong person, so I'm thinking that I'm coming back normal.
Yeah.
And I wasn't normal at all. I was having sleep issues. I was sleepwalking. I had anxiety. I was having anxiety attacks. I would see people in Walmart and completely be triggered.
Wow.
And so I'm dealing with this, mind you, 20 years old.
Wow.
20 years old. I'm trying to figure out, why is this happening to me? Why can't I sleep? You know, why am I waking up with nightmares? And why am I waking up in other parts of my house because I'm sleepwalking? You know, and it's those after effects that you don't think about when people come back from service-oriented duty, you know?
Yeah.
And being young is another thing. I'll tell you this too, that I recognize. Young people don't get treated the same way old veterans do.
I could imagine.
I was 20 years old going to the VA asking for help. And they looked at me, they looked at this face, a baby face 20-year-old, and said, "You're fine."
What?
You're fine.
You can say they just said you're fine. I ain't fine. You want me to show you? That's when you got to break that. You got to break somebody up.
You know? But then
that's crazy.
You got all of these older veterans in here, you know, dealing with a bunch of issues, and they look at you and think that you're fine because you're young, you know? And so I'm sure that there's other veterans out there who are young that dealt with the same thing that I had. And that's one of the things that I had to learn, that sometimes you got to deal with it on your own.
And it's that sacrifice, which is, it's incredible.